I don't know. We will try to steal as much attention as we can.
Who's on the line? Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I am joined by the lovely Satoshi from Moldova.
Thank you. I'm good. I'm enjoying the weather and the staying here.
That's great to hear. So I'm really curious to know, where did the artist name Satoshi come from?
Well, at some point, I studied at the Academy of Arts in Chisinau. And during the second year of university, I was more and more into writing lyrics for myself, and that, were becoming songs pretty much. So I was writing rap verses on subjects that interested me at that point. I found out that I want to create a new artistical project. I was involved in a couple of bands before that. I played drums in a couple of rock bands, but then because I grew up and I was more into my personality, I started to look out for answers and ways of expressions. I was looking for a name, for a stage name, and because I am interested and passionate about Japanese culture and history, I was looking down a list of Japanese male names, and right next to those names there were like the meaning of each one, because they have like those philosophical explanation to every single letter in Japan. So there was Satoshi, and it meant wisdom and clear thinking. And it was something pretty exotic for the Moldovan market to have. So that's why I decided to go on with that.
That's so interesting to hear. So, you're performing with your song Viva Moldova. Viva Moldova, aloha, adio, vida loca, sol roca, Europa, Palma de Mallorca. They're with Aliona Moon, and I'm curious to know, how did Aliona and Lana as well both come on board onto the song?
After the auditions that we had on our way to national finals, the producers and the organizers gave us some advices or some suggestions on how the songs could be improved. I was giving the advice of trying to add some melodicity or some singing to the song, because it was all about that chant and energy, so which is the core of the song, but maybe it needed a bit of melodicity. Definitely, I agreed on that. So I started to look out for someone, and I thought that someone has to be a she, because I needed something in contrast with my voice. So that's why I decided to address Aliona Moon, and she accepted, and everything went very good from that point. And then I started to look out for someone that would help the performance with some strong stage presence and strong skill to deliver emotion and spread charisma all around the stage. And because we collaborated with Lana beforehand on different music videos and TikTok projects, she accepted, and here we are.
I think the three of you really work well together, like the contrast. It's kind of what really makes the song so hyped. And it really, when you listen to it, it just makes you really happy.
Thank you.
About the song, how did it come together in the studio? Did you change a lot of stuff while making it?
We started by looking out for some drum and bass pattern that I really love, and when we found it, we started to look out for some folk samples. We found it, and then I wrote the chorus, and it was pretty genuine the way I wrote it. For me, and it was interesting. This multilingual experiment was pretty engaging for me. And then we started to add layers and layers and layers in order to make the song more fun to listen to and more diverse. And we decided to switch the beat a couple of times. So on choruses, you have drum and bass on drums. On the first verse, you have trap drums pattern, and then Jersey club. And then you have those pre-choruses that are pretty much pop. And the second verse has UK drill drum pattern. And at the end, you have that rave straight kick that comes to raise the bar one last time. And then at first we wrote everything with digital instruments, like with the MIDI keyboards and everything. But then Vasily Advakov from Advakov Brothers suggested me that he wants to add an input. So he created that drop on violin that you can hear after the second chorus. And he said that let's write every single folk instrument naturally, like in the studio. So everything, the pan flute, kaval, the accordion, everything, the trumpets, the violins are played by real people to add that massive sound.
Interesting. You just mentioned the different languages in the song. Is there a specific reason why you chose those languages?
I don't have any specific reason on choosing those particular languages, except for the fact that since from Romanian, my native language is a Latin language, it was simpler for me to write on Latin languages like Italian and Spanish and French. So that's why.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you guys are opening semifinal 1 in less than a week and basically opening the entirety of Eurovision itself.
Yes.
Are you excited? Does that put way more pressure on you guys?
It doesn't have pressure anymore, although it had. I don't know. We will try to steal as much attention as we can.
I think the song is a great opener because it immediately gets like everybody up from their seats and gets everybody hyped.
I think they wouldn't choose it if it wasn't.
Yeah. So about your staging, you just had your first rehearsal 2 days ago.
Yes.
And we saw a little glimpse into your staging. Now, my question is, if you had an unlimited budget and absolutely no rule limitations, what would your dream staging look like?
I don't know how it would look like, because my performances are based on our own, stage presence, so they are not based on props or stuff like that. But probably if I had the chance to use a lot of money, I would, I would ask, or I would engage some very cool guys from, I don't know, Rammstein or some, very huge productions
Yeah.
to craft a show in terms of special effects. That's what I would do. Because except for that, we have good graphic designers to create the graphics on the screen. We have directors that can, provide the needed filming for us, so the song is emphasized the way we want it. So that's it.
Would you, for example, bring like all of the dancers from the music video on stage too, maybe?
Oh, that would be a good point. Yes, thanks for the idea. Yeah, I forgot about
Yours.
it. I don't think about it like through the music video. But yes, that would be great to bring those dancers.
Totally. So you're representing one part of the Moldovan music scene. Are there any smaller Moldovan artists that you want to recommend to people or that you hope would also one day participate in Eurovision?
Yeah, check Magnat and Feoctist.
Okay.
And check Marej.
What kind of music do they all make?
Magnat and Feoctist make some dancey, folkish, rapish music that you will really enjoy. And Marej writes ballads, and he has great voice.
Okay, I will check them out.
Thank you as well.
One last question before we go. What do you want people to take away from you as an artist after Eurovision?
I just hope that I will give them enough energy and optimism so that they feel emotionally better than before our performance.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. It was a pleasure, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.